Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video. And on today's video, I'm back down in Devon with Luke at Rusty Nuts. I came down for a little bit of a break, bit of relaxation, and
for himself, not for me, obviously.
and I happened to bring something with me. Look what I happened to bring. It was just in my boot. That just happened to be in the back of the car. I don't know how it got there, but Luke's kindly offered. I conned him into it, Luke's kindly offered to fit the kit for me if I do all the recording, so I thought that's a good deal.
Oh, right, yeah.
But I've got to cook him and his family dinner.
That's the best bit.
So
You see, we've been watching all these videos of him cooking this scrumptious food, and we said, right,
Yeah.
you better get down here and cook us some.
So yeah, so I brought some chicken. I brought some, ingredients. I want to make a nice Indian curry. Got some naan bread and some rice. So that's in the slow cooker now. So I've already done my part. So now Luke just needs to get on with his bit now.
Yeah, I know which part I'd rather doing.
Well, let's get that on. Let's get on with that then and get it done. So what I've actually got is a Readylift kit for the Subaru Outback, and it's a 2-inch kit. It's actually 2 inch at the front, 1 inch at the back, and it consists of these spacer blocks. Oh, just there, look. Let me just move the box because the lid's going to close. You've got these spacer blocks. These just go on top of the suspension struts and give it a nice little lift, and it's should keep the factory ride as well, which is what I wanted to do because I quite like the ride of this car. And it was the easiest option because over here in the UK there is no options for modified suspensions or anything like that with these Subaru Outbacks because they're just not popular over here, unfortunately. It's all about Land Rovers in the UK, but I decided to do something a bit different, go with a Subaru. But as a result of that, you can't get any parts for them. So I ordered these from USA, but I got lucky enough that I found them on eBay, ebay.com, and then they shipped them over to me, and it wasn't a lot either, and it was actually a really good price. So that's why I went with this kit, to be honest, purely because that was kind of the only option I had. So let's see how it is when it's fitted. We're going to measure just to get an idea of where it's at before we do the
Straight across the wheel, that's from the centre of the hub up, 775.
775.
775 mil.
That's on that side.
On the driver's side. 770 on the front near side.
That's just for my reference, really, just so I can see sort of how much of a lift.
There we go.
Yeah, to see how much of a lift we get, and if it is true to the kit as well. Got some axle stands underneath. I'll take the wheels off. Taking off the anti-roll bar. Done one side, haven't you?
Yeah, all done. This side's ready to come off now. That'll be better. Yeah. As soon as I move myself.
Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Loosen the upper control arm bolts, and not remove those. It just says to loosen them. Loosen the lower control arm bolts. Taking the lower strut bolt out. I'm going to do the top struts. They're 14 mil. We're also going to loosen the lower control arm bolt. Again, that's just loosened and not removed.
Take pressure off the bush.
Yeah. Now we're just going to take off the other lower control arm bolt, but that's removed. That's the one at the knuckle. Right, yeah, put a jack under the lower control arm so you can take the bolt out the knuckle. You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Gives it enough clearance by jacking it up.
Yeah.
Right. Coming down.
Right, now it's time to take the rear strut out. And there we have it. Ready to go. Now we're just going to install the spacer and put a bit of Loctite on, just to be sure.
Unfortunately it's blocked, so we'll have to adapt. Down here, there. There, that'll do it. The old fat finger job.
Well, it says you've got to torque these up, so tighten them up and then torque them down 30 foot-pounds, but how are you going to torque them down when there's you can't get a torque wrench in there?
You're not.
So that's why we're using the Loctite, because I don't see how it's possible to get one in there. And we're going to get them tightened up. So we've got the spacer installed now on the top of the strut. Time to put it back in. So now it's just a case of putting it back exactly how we took it off. And then that'll be one side done. I don't think I need to record putting it back though, do I? I think everybody's probably had enough now. Now we're just fitting the anti-roll bar extended brackets.
Bit of thread lock.
Yep. We had to open up the hole a little bit on the anti-roll bar brackets because they weren't quite lined up properly. Right, we've done the one side, that's all done, but we've left everything loose on the back of the suspension so that when we drop it down, we're then going to tighten it up so that it's all settled properly, because we don't want to tighten up all the rear suspension while it's sort of up in the air, because it won't be exactly where it's going to sit, if you know what I mean.
Oh, we don't want to damage the bushes?
No, because it'll be pressure on the bushes, and then obviously once it's all done, we'll take it off and I'll get a full alignment on it. So we're just going to crack on and get this side done now. So we've got the back done, that's all finished. Now we're moving on to the front now. Wheels off, and we're just cleaning up the top cam bolt. I'm just going to mark it
to find the notches.
So it's back in exactly the same position as it was when we took it off.
You see the little points on every one, so we'll just put a point at that one there so we know that's where it's got to go. We got a spinner. I'll get in the back there now. Tighten up this spanner as well.
That turned out to be a bit of a nightmare. The actual drop link wouldn't even come off. The actual bolt, well, the nut was seized on, couldn't get it off. We've ended up having to cut it off. Let me show you that. We've cut the nut off, but obviously it's damaged the actual drop link, and the gator's split as well. So what we've had to do is order some new drop links and wait for those to arrive. So anybody else is doing this job on a Subaru Outback, or probably any vehicle actually, just order yourself some drop links, because we didn't really think about that. And then as Luke was doing it, he said, oh, these are always a nightmare to get off, we should have ordered them, but we didn't. So we had to leave it and wait for these to be delivered. And I even phoned up Subaru and got a price off Subaru, because I wanted to get genuine parts, and they were £95 each plus the VAT, and I wanted to get two because obviously the other side's probably going to be the same. So I went online and found them on eBay, supposedly genuine as well. However they're genuine, I don't know. It did say genuine. genuine parts, they say Subaru genuine parts. They've definitely come from Japan, that's for sure. It was an import company. £47, including postage for the pair. So I don't know if anyone out there knows. Are they genuine Subaru? Those? What are they? Ferro Bright? Huh, no idea. That's what it said. Yeah, that's what you want. Definitely. Oh yeah, it does say genuine there. Genuine parts, Subaru, made in Japan. So they are genuine.
So for £95 each, you got a pair for half the price.
Yeah, yeah. So from Subaru main dealer, for £95 each plus the VAT, I got these for £47 the pair delivered.
And take 3 days.
With no VAT, yeah, 3 days postage, yeah. And Subaru didn't even have them in either. Subaru dealer had to order them in. They were going to take 2 days. So I don't understand it. Right, you've cut the old drop link off. Now it's just taking those two bolts out there, and then the top 3 nuts, and the strut should come straight out.
Like a spanner job.
Put the brake pipe off. There we are. The top box it's out. Alright, that's it. Strut's out now. Right, well that's the front strut out. So we're getting these spacers on, but they're actually side specific. This one's got a D on it, which is supposed to be for driver's side, and the other one's got a P on it for passenger side. But in my case, because my vehicle is a right-hand drive, it's the other way around. Because this is designed for the left-hand drive market. Because nobody in the UK does Subarus up. All over in the States. I'm also putting a little bit of thread lock on as well, just for precaution. Here we're just drilling out the strut top mount holes because the threads on the spacers are actually a larger diameter than the factory holes. So you just need to drill them out slightly larger, so that obviously when they're fitted to the struts, they can bolt straight through and fit with no problems.
Perfect.
That's it.
Check them all. Fine. Are we getting into that? Oh yeah, fine.
Just using another spacer just to check that they're drilled out the right size. So you have to drill out the holes a little bit bigger than the factory, just to fit these in, because these are slightly bigger.
Give it a blowout.
Now we're just going to put some paint on it, just to protect the metal that we've just drilled out.
You're just getting all the edges where you've drilled.
A little bit of red oxide in there. So we've installed the strut in, we've just got to obviously tighten it all up the top and put it back together down here. So we're doing that now.
So now we've got to find the paint mark that is around there. So there is the camber for the camp.
I think it was the last line on the bolt anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's the orange paint's on the top there.
See it,
see it. It's been that while since we took it apart.
It's only been a few days. Now we're fitting the anti-roll bar bracket. That's to reposition the anti-roll bar. so that it's actually fitting properly to the strut. This is the spacer that you have to fit to the drop links as well. Right, so that side's all done. I've got the wheel on, dropped it down. You can see the lift. Obviously, until we do the other side and give it a, you know, roll it back and forward to let it settle, you get more of an idea of the overall lift. But yeah, it's looking good so far. It's kind of what I was hoping for. Not too much, I didn't want it to look too big, but yeah. So now it's just going to be a reverse of this side to get the other side done, and then I'll show you the whole vehicle. Once it's all done, we'll roll it outside and we'll have a look around it.
Maybe you can take it down a bit.
Maybe. No rallying though.
Oh no, it's a Subaru, mate.
Well, do a little bit of rallying. Okay, maybe a little bit. Right, car's back on its wheels, everything's back together. We're just torquing up the top strut bolts to 30 foot-pounds according to the instructions. We're going to do both sides. So we've dropped it down, we've torqued up the wheels, torqued up the wheel nuts, we've torqued up the top struts, I've drove it forward and backwards, and we've just took some measurements of the lift now that it's all been fitted, and the front is 50mm. We've done it in mil. It's 50mm taller than it was, which is approximately 2 inches, but the back's only 20mm higher. So it should be 40mm, because it's supposed to be 1.5 inches at the back and a 2 inch at the front. So it should be about 40mm at the back and 50 at the front, but it's only 20. So I'm not sure why that is really, to be honest. I know I've got weight in the vehicle, so it's not going to give you the true lift of what it would if it was empty, but it had weight in it before we did the lift, when we measured it before. So it's exactly the same amount of weight. I've not took anything out or put anything in. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. But I can't really see it properly in here, so we're going to pull it out and have a look. But you can see where we've marked it on there. Yeah, you can see where we've wrote it before, and then we've wrote it after. Join us next week when we test the Subaru Outback's off-road capabilities now that we've actually fitted the lift kit.